In this video, we're going to talk about how to earn more. So I want to show you a few checks from few customers. So I'm not here to brag about my earnings or anything like that. So this channel is not even monetized, and I have little views. So because it's a new channel, but it doesn't matter. It may be helpful for you. So I'm going to tell you at least my secret, so that way it will help you. So as you can tell for my other channel, Gabak USA, I've been fixing computers, doing networking and everything, everything related to computers, and I've been doing very well. But now the times have changed. So the times that when we had, Windows 95, 98, XP, where Windows used to get infected very quickly, and you can charge a lot because there was a few technicians and there was a lot of demand. Those times have changed. So at least in my field, surely every field is different, but in today's age where computers barely get infected, with Windows 10, 11, 12, 13, 20, who knows the Windows that you're going to get in the future, you're not going to have as much work as before. So that means that you're going to be earning less. Also, you have more people, and also you're going to have a lot of technicians because they think that they can clean up the ball of the mouse, or they can move the mouse, that they are a technician already, and then you can charge very little and you're not going to make anything. So basically, in this case, the secret, before I'm going to keep talking about this, is stop working in things that are going to pay you very little. Let's say if you're an Uber driver, and you're earning maybe $20-30 an hour or something like that, and after that you have to deduct the gas and the mileage and everything, you know that you're not going to make more than $200 or $300 a day tops. But if you start doing something else, let's say if you want to become an electrician or a plumber or maybe handyman or something like that, you can start earning a lot more. So that is what I do. I was working like for 20 years in the computer field. Now I do some work on the computer field, as I don't do it as much as before. And the customers that wants to hire me, I tell them, hey, this is my rate, at least 22, 125 an hour and more. And they say, that great, otherwise I'll do something else. So I'm going to show you a little bit my earnings, so the way you can see what I'm talking about. So in this case, here are a few of my checks. So this is what I was earning daily. So here I have 2,300, 3,500, 2,600, and I have a little one. This was a computer shop. So this was all, like repairs for the house and all the things, improvements, home improvements and repairs. And this is computer. So this proves you, that you're not going to earn that much. In this case, they paid me what I wanted, so that is what I went. So this shop, it took me like 2 hours, and because it's something like a very specialized in networking, working with MikroTik, also securing the network and all the things, and there are not many people doing that. Also, these people know me and they are willing to pay me, and that's it. So my rate, so that is one of the things. I can show you even more. For instance, if you see here the checks, the payments, here is 500, almost 600, 26, 500, 3,500. These are the checks that I've been cashing here. This is 0 because the guy forgot to sign the check, so it got rejected. And the other one, you're going to see always above 200. So that is, except this one, I don't know. This one is maybe was something. Sometimes people, they pay me like some cash, in another just with a check. But yeah, most of the payment that you see here, they are over 250. So basically, this is what I'm telling you. If you start, changing your knowledge, you increase your knowledge, you start doing something else. Otherwise, you're going to be poor forever. So here, I'm going to show you something else. For instance, I was searching on Google. If you search here, what is the average salary in US? It will tell you 54,000. So basically, if you earn that, you're living in poverty. It's not that much. I mean, if you do the math, let's say calculator divided 12, so this will be 4,500 a month, and is nothing. I mean, yeah, you live, if you're alone, maybe you might be okay. But if you have, if you're married, you have kids, forget it. I mean, you have a flat tire, or the transmission breaks down or something like that, and you're toast. I used to, a few years back, when I used to work in the plantation for a company, I was doing tech support, and I was earning like about this much. And also I was doing, side jobs, but I mean, just with this, I mean, it was, you barely can make it. I mean, you have to buy, equipment, something like that. I mean, if all your life is just eating, going to sleep, and you don't get sick or anything like that, you may be okay. But if you have any issue, or if you want to do something else, buy equipment, you're toast. Also, I'm going to show you here something. For instance, this is the computer that I have now, and this computer, if you go to Apple website, I don't know if you're going to see this computer, in 2050, you're going to say, oh, this computer is obsolete. But when I bought it, I paid like 4,500 just this computer. And if you have to work, a month just to buy this computer, I mean, that is terrible. I mean, it takes a lot of time just to buy a simple computer. But if you if you're earning like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a day, you can say, okay, maybe I work 2 or 3 days, and then I can buy the computer without thinking about it twice. Otherwise, you're going to struggle all the time. Here, for instance, another question is, what is the percentage of people living paycheck to paycheck? Here, another answer. So here it says, these days 78% of people in US are living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, think about it. I mean, we are here in US, and it's supposed to be the richest country in the planet, but I mean, people are suffering, and it happens all the time. Sometimes I go to do something, and the customer, they say, "Well, I don't have a credit card. I had an accident. I had to do a electric repair, electric panel replacement, or some problem. I don't know. I didn't go to the customer yet." And this guy said, "I had a wreck with my car." Boom, he's toast. He doesn't have any savings or anything like that. So if you're earning so little, you almost cannot save anything. So that is another big issue. So now I'm going to show you something else. For instance, I've been talking with another customer today, and this guy, he was asking me, hey, I have a computer, can you fix it? And I said, yes, surely I can. So I'm going to show you, for instance, as you can see here, the guy called me and said, hey, I have a computer to fix. And I said, okay, please send me a picture of the error, because he said that the computer wasn't booting up. He sent me some pictures, as you can see here. So because I'm a computer tech, I saw this, I said, okay, surely the hard drive is dead. So, and he sent me another picture here. So as you can see, detection error on HDD. So this is a regular hard drive, so the drive died. So I told him, okay, no problem, I can fix it. But I asked him, okay, what model is it? So this is a Lenovo T450. So I went here and I typed, okay, when I saw this, that you can buy like a refurbished one, or maybe a used one for 200. I said, it doesn't make any sense. This guy is not going to fix this computer for sure. And I told him, okay, hey, I can replace the SSD, the hard drive, and I can put the SSD, labor, parts, because the regular SSD, the smallest one, is just $20, $50, $30 tops, and I was going to charge him, $250 just labor. So I told him, okay, hard drive must be dead. I can install a new one with a new operating system, $270 labors and parts. If you agree, please let me know. And I called him back later, and he said, no, it seems too much. I said, yeah, I know, the computer that you have is very little. And he said, hey, do you sell computers? I said, yeah, I sell computers. So I offered him this computer that you see here on the picture. I told him this is a high-end computer. It's not just the cheapest one that you're going to find. If you want the cheapest one, you can go to Walmart. So here I told him, okay, this is $650, i7, 16 gigs of RAM, SSD, DVD, blazing fast, 15-inch, Windows Professional, Windows 10. And he didn't reply basically here. As you can see here, I told him if he wants me to sell him a computer, I can sell the computer, but these computers, they are like almost $2,000, the same one high-end. I don't offer cheap computers because they don't last and they are slow. People looking for the cheapest computer, I will send them to Walmart. They can take care of that. So that was my answer, and that's it. So I'm not looking for cheap guys, cheap customers, or problem that people are not willing to pay you. I had many times. For instance, I remember another customer, a recycled metal business, and they call me and say, hey, the computer is not working, please come fix it. I say, okay, this is my rate. They say, okay, they didn't like the rate much, but they wanted to have the computer fixed. And I told them, I know this, maybe this computer doesn't make any sense because the computer maybe costs like $700 or something like that, and I'm charging them $250 just to do just a basic troubleshooting. And if they have to add any parts or anything like that, they don't want to spend more, so they prefer just go and buy a new one. So in this field, at least in computers for end consumer, you're going to have this issue. The product is very cheap, the customer is not willing to pay because the new product is cheap already, so it doesn't make any sense. The same thing, like I see some people trying to fix cell phones or laptops or something like that. I mean, the computers are already cheap. I mean, if you have a computer that is like 2-3 years old, like the computer that I just show you, refurbished with warranty and everything, it costs $450 or $400. People are not going to pay $200 or $300 just to fix water damage or something like that, a water spill on your computer. So you're going to have this issue. So you have to move to another industry that are willing to pay whatever you want. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in the same field. So I see this all the time. This happen all over the world. People working in McDonald's thinking that because they are flipping burgers, 20 years, 30 years, that they deserve, to earn as much as a manager or like a businessman or something like that. And I mean, all they are doing is just the basic stuff. I mean, and they pretend that they can, support the family, kids, and everything just with the basic salaries. That is good if you are just starting. Let's say you're 17, 18 years old. You want to start working because you have no experience. You don't know anything about life, and you don't have any experience, working. Okay, I understand. You work there maybe 2-3 years, and then you move on. But you cannot get stuck in the same place, for years and years and years. Some people, they do the same thing. They like to be working in the plantation forever. I mean, there are people, that they work for the same company for 20, 30, 50 years until they retire. They didn't do much in life. I mean, if you work for a company, you're going to be earning very little, and no matter what you do. The only exception of the rule is if you grow so much in the company that you can become the CEO or something like that. If you do like the corporate career or something like that, you start like a janitor or someone with very basic skill, and then you go to the top. But that can take you years, and that doesn't guarantee that they're not going to fire you at some point. And also doesn't it's better if you work for yourself. If you work for yourself, the government will reward you with a write-off. So you buy a car for the business, you can write off. If you buy a cell phone, laptop, so everything that you see here is almost a write-off, and so that way you can pay very little and you can keep almost everything. Also, the people that learn these skills, because you have to learn how to do whatever, if you want to be electrician, plumber, handyman, whatever. Plus, you have to learn how all the system works, all the accounting, all the rules and everything. So that way, you can keep most of your efforts, and that way you are going to move further in life. If you're stuck, like a first step is employee, and then self-employed, and then you're a businessman, and then you're investor. So you have to try to reach the last step, the last stage that will be investor. If you can become an investor, just the currency that we have around us, dollars, pesos, or anything like that, it can work for you, and you don't have to do almost anything or very, very little. Otherwise, if you are on the bottom of the food chain, I mean, being an employee, you don't have almost no write-off. You're always are going to be in disadvantage, and you're going to be earning very, very little. So hopefully this video was useful. So I wish you success. Everything that I'm telling you is just for your own good. It doesn't matter to me if you subscribe, you don't subscribe, or if you click like or whatever. So I do this just for hobby for now, but I quit, many things that I have done before that didn't produce much. So I do this when I can, and if I don't, it's no big deal. So as usual, if you have any question, leave it in the section below, and see you next time. Bye.